Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with the guys, man. It's me, Super Bowl Chris. We got Reg 57 and we got Kev RL in the building. Say what's up to people who are tuned in to this episode, guys.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Hope y'all enjoy this episode.
Sir, what's up?
Cool. And if this is your first time rocking with us, this is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and things in between. Things of Black culture, man. Happy Black History Month. I think this is the first official Black History Month show. And it's a doozy because we got black folks we're talking about. But, if you like what you hear from us, man, please give us a thumbs up, man. Give us a like, give us a follow if you're on the YouTube side of things. If you're on the audio side of things, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast from, man, make sure you like it, 5 stars. Do all those things, comment, man. It'll help us get more eyes on us and kind of help grow us as a podcast. So check us out on IG, check us out on Twitter. We're at _warmup_pod. And check us out on Reddit. We're in Grindhouse NTWK. And then finally check us out on the Discord, where we do have a homegrown community. We're just kind of trying to build that out where you can come in a safe space. And you can check us out and talk about sports, talk about stuff that's not related to sports, things of that nature. And, you can kind of kick it with us, vibe with us and stuff like that. And that is called the Grindhouse Network, or Grindhouse Network, which is a searchable form. It's a public form. You should be able to join with no problem. So if you have any issues, though, like I said, you can always hit us up. And all of the descriptions, all of the links and stuff like this, all in the descriptions or the bios of the respective platforms. So, again, we're here every Wednesday. And anything else you guys want to add?
As usual, I think you got on them notes, man.
Cool.
Question though, what's our Insta handle?
The _warmup_pod. What do you mean?
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah. Twitter and IG are the same. It's just easy, streamline it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah. So again, look us up on those platforms and engage with us. So
yeah. All
right. First things first, man, in this Black History Month, the kickoff, Kyrie Irving was like, get me out of Brooklyn. I don't want to be here no more. I don't like the way they smell, and requested a trade. And I think Brooklyn just got fed up. You know what? I'm tired of all this, man. This is a toxic relationship. I'm going to send you to the Mavs. So he got traded to the Mavs, actually. And I mean, the trade package wasn't even that lucrative. It was for Spencer Dinwiddie, one first round pick, 2 second round picks, and did I miss someone? I think that was it. It was just those.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, and also they threw in from Brooklyn side. They threw in Markieff Morris. So that was pretty much the trade, and leaving KD. Kind of high and dry, but also coming to a new place where I guess they feel like they can make it run the championship. So, very interesting thing. I think it's been full of Kyrie news all weekend and rolling into this week. So, I'll just kick it off with you, Kev, man. Do you like love or you hate the trade?
I hate the trade.
Okay.
I already knew where I wanted him to be if he was going to move from Brooklyn, which I was already in a good place with how he was performing for Brooklyn and how they were able to move up in the ranks. It was like, all right, things are cooking now. Let's see if the experiment could actually play out, and let's see how it, what transpires. But before that, and they were talking about the Lakers trade, I've been excited about that possibility. So now that he finally made it clear that, hey, I want to trade, and I was like, all right, pull back the brakes on Brooklyn. Maybe this Lakers thing will come through. So when it happened, I was heavily disappointed. One, because I want to see LeBron get some help. He's dwindling down. He's on the the tail end of his career. I don't want to be wasting these last years struggling, trying to drag a team. It's like, he needs some support, and Kyrie would have been a well-rounded supporting cast for what he needs right now. He needs more scoring, more ability to 3-point, create your own shot. It would have just been a good compliment. In contrast to the Mavs. So there's several reasons I hate it. So one is because he didn't go to the Lakers, but also two, it doesn't make any sense to me. The whole Mav tandem duo, 2 ball dominant players. Although he has played off ball with LeBron in the past, and he's done so as well with Kyrie, with KD. But they do a lot of ISO balls, so your turn, my turn, on that end. But I just didn't see it. I didn't see how it's going to gel. I still don't see how it's going to gel. So for me, it's a wait and see situation if that's going to play out to be something successful for the Mavs. I don't like the fact that they gave away Finney Smith, a good wing defender. I don't like the fact that they gave away Dinwiddie, because to me he's a solid role player that shows up night in, night out. I feel like he's a good workhorse. You can count on him, and he's pretty good from the three as well. And he just overall, he's a decent player, a nice person to complement Luka Magic.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like there's no angle that this looks right to me, other than the fact that he got what he want, which is to get out of Brooklyn. But he probably didn't land exactly where he wanted to be. So all in all, I don't like this trade.
Okay. Just a real quick question. When you say you don't like it because he didn't go to the Lakers, are you upset at who? Are you upset at? Are you upset at the Lakers? Are you upset at the Brooklyn Nets? Or are you upset at Kyrie?
I'm upset at the situation. To point the finger exactly who to be upset at is, it can't be Kyrie in the sense that it's not Kyrie in the sense that if you request a trade, it's not up to you necessarily on where you go. You can say, here's what I want, but at the end of the day, the team is going to make the trade that's best suited for them, and they have all say so to carry you wherever you want to go. You don't really have any say in that. So I've heard some talks about he didn't want to necessarily, or Lakers didn't want to offer him a long-term contract, only 2 years, and that soured the deal. But who would that sour the deal for? That would be it would be for Kyrie, not for the Nets organization, which, again, this is just what I read. Joe Tsai didn't have any intention of sending him where he preferred to go. Whether or not that was true or not, they were like, hey, we haven't really had, let's say it's maybe bad blood. Maybe it's not all the way bad blood, but we never really had good blood between us. So I'm not going to just honor your request and put you where you want to be. So to me, Kyrie is not to blame for where he landed, and whether or not Lakers put up the best deal. I'm not mad at the 2-year deal or 2-year contract if that's what they were proposing, based on the fact that LeBron have the same contract, and the team without LeBron isn't where you would want to be anyway. So you might as well line up with his contract. And Mavericks just came in and did what they had to do. They made an offer that Nets seemed to be happy about, so it got executed. So I don't have any fingers to point at, but I hate the outcome.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And last note, why I don't like this, I already have my 2 teams in the East and my 2 teams in the West that are just, okay, this is who I'm backing. Now they come with this whole thing and just mixed it up. Like it really is hard now. The talent is stretched out, and I don't like it. It's not a good look for me.
The change in landscape.
Okay.
Yeah, the changing landscape, I don't appreciate it. It's just stretching the thin right now on the West Coast.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. You know what? That's fine. The reason I ask is because it seemed like, from what I've been seeing with the news cycle or news circuit, that the Lakers were trying to do a trade, and the Nets just was not trying to pick up the phone. They did not want to talk to the Lakers at all. They were trying to send Russ, Austin Reeves, and some picks to get Kyrie, and Joe Tsai was like, nah, leave him on red. don't even talk to. I think he was, so it could be rumors that, Tsai just did not want to send Kyrie to the Lakers, and obviously it could be because, either what you said, maybe there's not good blood there, or it could just be, hey, I'm petty. I don't want you going where you want to go, or it could be, hey, I don't want to make that team that good because that's LeBron. If that's all if they got Kyrie, AD, and LeBron, I mean, there would be a tough matchup for anyone who goes up against them. So,
it would have been nice to have Kyrie and Durant together again. I mean,
you mean Russ?
Westbrook and Durant together again.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta chop off your nose to spite your face. Let them know who's the boss around here. So, yeah, man. Reg, what you got, man? How do you feel? You like love or you hate it?
I mean, obviously, I don't like the trade. I was a fan of what the Nets set out to do originally with the roster, and I still wanted to see that duo see what they could do when they were both healthy, both in the same right mindset, and both had a chance. The Nets were doing, I think they're doing all right this season, despite the challenges they're having. So I would have liked to see that team get another shot at the playoffs, because how they went out last year, that wasn't it. I'm kind of impressed with Kyrie on what he decided to do, because if he really wanted to be on the Lakers, he could have just rolled the season out and win the free agency. I think it was very strategic to request a trade right before the deadline, and teams that possibly have a shot that just felt like they needed that one more piece would be more likely to fight for him than I think in the offseason. I think in offseason, people would have been a little bit more methodical, took a look at the landscape, look about his history and all the ancillary stuff that has been going on, and maybe it wouldn't have been as high valued as he got in this offseason. So I think that was impressive on his end to make that request a trade right there. I think it's probably disappointing to KD. I wonder what's going to happen to the Nets. Are they going to keep him? Are they just like, hey, let's just scrap this and rebuild? They got a lot of picks, like you said. They got, well, I don't know, a lot is relative, but they got 2 in 2029, 1 first round, 1 second round, and I think another one in 2027, the second round one.
Yeah,
and Dorian, yeah, it's out there, but they have a little squad right now, so it'll start replenishing as they lose talent. You get Dorian Finney-Smith, who can help with defense, which we always said Brooklyn needs defense, and you get Spencer Dinwiddie, who's worked in that system, and that's when he really came to be in that system, and he's playing at a higher level now than when he first returned from injury. They need a guard, obviously, if they're going to lose Kyrie. They still have Ben Simmons to help with defense whenever he's healthy. So I don't know. Seth Curry can come back. So I think it could still work out for the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, when KD was down, Kyrie was doing great things trying to keep the team afloat. He had a couple of really good games that he put together. But I think Brooklyn wins in this trade. I'm not a big fan of the trade. Like I said, I wish it would have, I wish they would have just rolled out the season and see what they could do.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question for the value situation that you played out with respect to waiting to the end of the season or doing it right now. I think that's an interesting point. One, because I didn't think of it that way with the pressure he might put. Not pressure, but the kind of the energy he would put into the mix, given that we're right in that midway point about the crossover. A lot of teams are jumbled up in the West and jumbled up in other areas as well. So this added piece could make a huge difference. But what about as a free agent? You wouldn't have to give away nothing. Would that offset some of the value situation that he may have lacked because of all the extracurricular activities? Would it have been better to not have to give away anything, as opposed to now you still have to give away some of what you had in order to acquire him? How does those two situations match up against each other?
I think it's a good point, but I think mid-season when you're kind of like the Mavs were coming out pretty hot, and then now they're just kind of middling, kind of gives you that extra incentive, like Luka needs something now. We got to do it right now. The same could be true in off season, but I think having it mid season puts that little, because where you are mid season. You're not all the way where you need to be mid season. Off season, you still got that glimmer of hope. Yeah, we're excited. The world is limitless. So I think that's how it kind of affects it.
Okay.
All right, back to you, Chris.
Yeah. No worries. So there was one thing I did want to add, and it was with respects to the Kyrie thing. So again, more rumors. Don't know if it's confirmed or not. No one really said it and confirmed it, but the rumors were that his camp was trying to negotiate with the Brooklyn Nets about an extension. There was a clause in there that the Nets have extended, saying that included him having to win a championship. in that contract, which has some incentives based on that or something along those lines. And I apparently, based on that last kind of like, slide across the table was the last kind of communication. I believe Kyrie's side decided to no longer negotiate with the Nets. So I don't know. Maybe again that may have something to do with I know you were talking about how Kyrie was doing a good job and everything, considering the circumstances this season, and requesting a trade before the deadline and all that. That may have been something. Does that really change your mind about like how or even add perspective about whether it's good or bad direction that he was doing, or is it left unmoved?
I'm not mad at Kyrie in any shape, way, or form. It's a business. He's making his decision. I'm just mad at the end result of that initiation of requesting a trade. If the end result was different, I'll feel differently about it. But if the dude want to request a trade, the media was going crazy about it. They were like, "Oh, here we go, drama situation." I'm like, wait, last time I checked, trade deadline is coming up. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
Like, isn't this the time where you might have some of these things happen? I'm like, I guess it was because of the messenger, not the message itself.
I think it's kind of unique that the Brooklyn Nets are not poorly positioned. I think it is I think it's just kind of a shock that a team that's doing well in the standings and then you just like, I want to trade. I think that part is a little bit surprising.
But I can understand that too. It just has multiple layers, like we said. There's layers to it. Is where you are right now, but also where you're going to be with respect to your contract. And they weren't really willing to give him a long-term contract. We knew that from jump.
Yeah, because I feel like honestly, Kyrie wanted to be in Brooklyn. He chose to exercise the player extension. I think it was Brooklyn Nets that had hesitancy on signing another long-term deal with him.
Yeah.
So this is kind of his way of, I could try the free market. Like either way, it was gonna happen. I can do it now while my stock is up. I'm having a good string. People are kind of like, there's no bad press going around on me right now, so it was a good time to do it. And then immediately after, Chris said he deleted his Instagram post with apologies. So this is why I'm like, free agency probably wouldn't have been as good for him and not as lucrative, just because he still has a way of just doing unnecessary things.
You wouldn't pick him up in free agency, like without giving away anything?
I would have to
You're not gonna lose anything. I mean, yes, you picked up a contract.
You're paying him, so that means you're not paying other people. And then you pay him, and you might be. Are you Boston Celtics? What Kyrie are you getting? Are you getting Cleveland? Are you getting Brooklyn? Like, what kind of Kyrie are you getting? The talent's gonna be there. Is he gonna be for some? Yeah. And that's just the thing.
Yeah. So do you guys? Well, first of all, let me just say this: I do hate the trade as well. I think it was a more of a petty move to get him off the books, because everyone had after the trade was done, everyone kind of says what their trades would have been and what the packages looked like and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I even saw Phoenix was willing to trade Chris Paul and Crowder.
I don't know who else.
Yeah,
Crowder was on the roster. I thought he's sitting at home.
No, he's still on the roster. They're trying to trade him. They haven't played him this season because they wanted to trade him.
They didn't want to pay him what he wanted to get paid.
Yeah. So yeah, like, I mean, essentially, you see all these deals on the table. And to me, it seems more like you kind of, I guess, cut off your nose to spite your face, because you sent him to Dallas, which wasn't really the best. It didn't hold your best interest at heart when it comes down to the Nets. Now, are they in good position? Definitely. I feel like they may be even in a better position, because Dinwiddie is a proven, scorer, and he's more consistent. He's shooting 40% from three this year, and he's hit plenty of big time game winners in Dallas and outside of Dallas. So, I feel like indeed you get a two-way defender, a 3-and-D guy, and a Dorian Finney-Smith. And like you said, Reg, it's a team that needs defense. That's probably the thing that they probably need more so than anything.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it helps flushes out your roster until you find something better as you build around KD. If that's your new path, that's your new direction. On the Mavs side, I don't even see what you got worse on defense. Luka still holds the ball forever. Yeah. And the last time we checked, he had a pretty budding star in Kristaps Porzingis, who could have been a nice 1-2 punch. And I don't think Kristaps like playing with Luka. He don't get the ball. So you think Kyrie's gonna get the ball as much as Luka would like to give the ball up? I don't know. I just don't see it working. But
when that UK trio first came together, they figured out and made it work. That was a concern, and when they were all healthy, which wasn't often, they were able to coexist. So that part's not impossible, but Luka's a little bit different. The situation is a little bit different. Harden had the ball, but he was kind of resorting to being a facilitator.
Yeah, and he do got to facilitate.
I don't think Luka's gonna be a facilitator. He could pass, but he's scoring 40 points. Shooting 3 balls all over the place. So I don't know.
Yeah,
he's been better this year though. At not facilitating, but at when he draws the defense, being able to dish it out.
Yeah. But that's the issue. He dribbles until he needs to pass the ball because he's sucked in the defense so much, and like these are spot up shooters. Like I'm sure Kyrie's not going to want to be a spot up shooter for this stint here. So it just, again, it doesn't really make sense to me. To me, it seems like more of a spite. Just being petty. The Brooklyn's owner just saying, "Hey man, we're gonna send you to a place."
I don't know if I agree.
What about the Mavs though?
Well, I don't know what
the Mavs thought that they were getting something good. I don't know. That's a good question.
Like Kyrie, like what Kaz said, is Kyrie. It's still Kyrie. So, you always have to think about it. It's Kyrie. You always have to think.
So let me ask this then: do you think the Mavs are a better team? Are they more formidable now that they have?
I
don't think so. I don't feel so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also worry about like Markieff Morris. I don't think is they bounce around for a reason. They're valuable as role players, but I don't think it brings anything phenomenal to the team outside of what they already have. And then Kyrie, you just don't know what you get. You're gonna get a good player, but outside of that, you don't know. So I don't think that worked out for them great, but we'll see. The Phoenix Suns one is interesting. Were they gonna send any picks along with that?
I don't think so. I think it was just Chris Paul and maybe one other, maybe one pick. I don't know. I had to go back and look at it, but I do remember seeing Crowder and CP3 on the trade block. So
I think that would have been good because Crowder's a really good, role player, but they were probably saying like, Chris Paul is getting up there in age. Do we want to invest in him? I think they're kind of confident in the roster they have right now, and that's probably why they went with the picks, to be honest.
I mean, that's fine, but you're not using those picks till 2027.
That's what
by the time that's happened, I think Durant's gonna be like 38. He's on his way out.
No, I'm saying I think they're not going for the right now. I think they're confident in the roster.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I don't know. I don't think. Okay, so let me ask you this: do you think the Nets are gonna beat any of the top 3 teams with the roster they have now in the playoffs?
With KD healthy, they can. Who is the top 3 right now?
Let's say Bucks, Boston,
Celtics, and
Bucks, Sixers. Let's say those 3 teams. Are they better than those 3 teams?
I can't say they're much worse. I wouldn't say better, but I don't think they're much worse.
So you saying they have a puncher's chance?
I wouldn't even say puncher's chance. So let me break it down by team. I think the difficulty will be the Celtics. I think are really going to be the team to beat. Celtics and Bucks are going to be the team to beat. 76ers, they're playing really well, but things tend to get in their way, whether it's injuries or whatnot. I really like the players they have, but their playoff aspirations haven't been shaken out lately.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, you agree with that, kid?
Doc has improved himself in a minute.
Hey, remember that time he won the Boston Celtics that year, that one time?
Right, some time ago.
Hey, 76ers are balling though.
Yeah.
I'm highly impressed with what I'm seeing from them right now.
I love them. I like all the players on the roster.
Yeah, I don't think Nets are they're not that worse off, like Reg mentioned, because again, we've talked about the players they received, but they didn't really change the situation to where they're like a favorite now. They were hardly a favorite to begin with because we've seen such up and downs. But we've had these 2 months of like, oh, this is what we expected to see, and we saw it. Katie got injured, so we missed a little bit of time on that, but they were better off. I'm gonna say they were better off where they were before. They're not better off now.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay.
But you know, some of their players that they already had are starting to, you know, like I like what Claxton's doing. Like some of the players they already have are stepping up a little bit too.
Come on, man. You can't not talk about Cam Thomas. Like
Cam Thomas too, yeah.
3 40-point games. He had a 40-point game as well tonight. I think Allen Iverson is the only other person that has done that in that age bracket. 3 40-point games in a row. And he's already had almost more points as for his age on the Nets. I think he's second to Kyrie on that chart. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who the dude is. He just showed up and said, I'm a ball, and he been balling. Can he keep it up? Who knows? But right now he filling in that gap very well.
Yeah. Well, you know, Cam Thomas was on that finals team from Phoenix. He was a shooter coming off the bench. And then he got traded to New York, I want to say, and now I think he's in Brooklyn. So, but you know, he was having some injuries or whatever, so he's probably kind of quiet this season until now. But you know, he's always been a shooter. He's shooting with the Nets, and he's knocking them down. So yeah,
it might have been a better trade if they were able to get rid of Joe Harris, because I don't know, he's been having a lot of ups and downs.
So I saw on NBA Today they were doing the trade doctor, the little trade finder thing. They were trying to see, hey, this may be a good idea. They send Joe Harris to Toronto and get Anunoby back. You know, so but you know, yeah. But I don't think the Raptors
would be good. Exactly. I don't know if it'd be good for the Raptors.
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
So cool. Anything?
Hey, quick note on oh boy, Luka. He's averaging 8.2 assists, 5th in the league right now.
Yeah, he is. But
yeah, so I mean, he's dishing. He's definitely facilitated.
Facilitating is a strong word.
That's what, you know, it goes back to LeBron was getting the assist. He drive to the lane and it's like, I got everybody on me, I'm gonna find somebody, versus let's move the ball around and get some offense clicking. That's the difference.
Yeah,
but there is a difference too. But like, for instance, Steph Curry, right? That's the way he facilitates the offense as well, with and without the ball. Sometimes he just draw defenders based on how he's running. That's part of his way of facilitating as well. And then other times he just sucks the defense in and dish it. So I'm not gonna say there's one way to facilitate.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's facilitating the way he knows how to best, and that puts him in 5th place in the league with respect to generating points for his teammates.
With assists, yeah, and I think Chris didn't disagree. He brought that up. I think the thing is, like, at that level of skill, with that level of talent, you know, being Kyrie, do you want to be standing at the 2-point line waiting for the ball?
Yeah,
you gotta be standing, man. You can move it up the ball. You know, it's just we gotta see what the coach does. Let's see what coach does, because
that's what I'm saying. It's I want to figure it out, but you know, it's a little bit of a different situation when I always see, you know, KD, he might get an early bucket or he might be the last resort bucket. I'm gonna ISO and put it up. Harden was like, I could, you know, I'm gonna see where I get in, where I fit in. Do I gotta move the ball? Do I gotta shoot? And then Kyrie was doing his thing. So that's how it worked when they were healthy together. With somebody who's so ball dominant as Luka has been, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, but we'll see. Y'all got them moving up in the rankings then, since I think they're about 500 now.
I definitely think it'll get them some. Well, it gets you offense. I don't know, defense. And then size-wise, they're both point guards. Like, is Luka playing a pseudo shooting guard and like who's I don't know.
Who's a captain? Who's a co-captain? Who's a quarterback? Who's the other quarterback?
It's Luka's team. It's Luka's team.
Who's guarding? I'm saying like is Luka gonna start guarding shooting guards instead, or like what?
I don't think either one of them plays real defense, so I think it's a wash.
You could say real or fake defense, but you gotta play some kind of defense.
Yeah.
Not just sitting on the other side of the court waiting for the offense. But, so I think that'd be another interesting thing. Like now you kind of have two defensive liabilities.
Yeah, and you gave up one on the wing too. So
and you gave up one on the wing.
So
I heard some commentators and some sports analysts said that, hey, give me a potent offensive player any day of the week because good offense outplays good defense.
Yeah, it does until you can't play defense, and then you got 5 people who can score, but can't nobody play defense, and then the score like 142, 142.
That's problematic. But they got to be able to score like you can, though. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be like a standing pole.
Yeah. Or as Pat Bear calls it, cones.
They run around you.
So,
but this is gonna be. I want to say it's gonna be interesting, but I'm not even sure. It's gonna be interesting when it starts and we start to see something. Right now, it's just like, oh.
Okay. Well, I believe Kyrie, he plays his first game tonight. I think Luka's out, so it's just gonna be Kyrie, kind of, shooting from the cuff. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So. Cool. All right. Well, we'll put a pin in that because I'm sure we're gonna have more Kyrie news. Oh, did y'all want to tell y'all little thoughts about the Instagram post deletion, or no?
Yeah, clown shoes to me.
Clown shoes.
I'm not a Insta man, so I don't know how it works. But every now and again, I clean up my situation, so
okay.
I'm not gonna comment on what that means. We didn't give any fire or any heat to when he deleted the post. It wasn't like we were like, oh man, I guess that means, he don't vibe that way anymore. So if I'm not gonna give a whole bunch of feelings to when he delete the other thing, I'm not gonna give a whole bunch of feelings now that he delete this thing.
Gotcha. That's fair. Just curious.
I just like that. What would that play we saw when Pat Mahomes got a little few extra yards? Unnecessary. That's
50-50.
Who? To who? Is it necessary to who? To the viewer? Because we don't know what's going on in his situation.
The call was like unnecessary roughness or something like that. Yeah. So it's one of those plays where it's just like, you could just let it die. Let it go.
Oh, wow. You saying that, right? But maybe to let it die for him is to just clear his whole situation up of everything that happened with that whole scenario.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So we can't really. It's coming from you on how you would feel like if you would do it would have been unnecessary. But we can't say it's unnecessary for his situation. Mm-hmm. It's his page. It's his domain. It's his environment. Like I said, I'm not on Insta, but I've had other platforms where I'm gonna curate this how I want it to be.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm not. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not on it. So the way I view it is just like that's an effort to go back. Find the post and go remove it. But maybe he uses it and every once in a while timeline cleanse. Maybe that's how it works. For a non-user, to me, it's just like you really did that to go back and find it and delete it, and like it was on your mind. You was thinking about it at night. Like
I can't lie. That's my first thought.
No, too. So
I can't lie. That's my first thought. Then I gotta pull it back and be like, all right, that's just your first thought. You don't know.
Yeah.
But that is my first thought, though. That's effort.
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we'll leave a pin in that because Kyrie will come back up. We're gonna talk about him sooner than later. I feel like it's gonna happen sooner than lader because Kyrie is
all good things. All good things.
Well, you know.
I hope he has a great night tonight. To be honest, I hope he has a wonderful.
I don't. It's things. I don't want to. Do a pin of good or evil. I don't think he's a guy who generates controversy, but he's a public figure. He's a public figure, and he's just.
I don't think he intentionally generates controversy, but controversy seems to surround him. I think that's fair to say.
Only the past ever since COVID. I would just say ever since COVID.
Celtics. How he left controversy there.
Huh?
It was disappointing, but it wasn't like controversial.
Yeah, it wasn't controversial.
Some people felt like he should have stayed. Some people felt like he should have left the Celtics thing.
He should have stayed with the Cavs. like
Yeah.
that was.
I'm saying, so that it doesn't mean that he did something. Well, I mean, I guess it is controversial. That's polarizing. Maybe I'm thinking polarizing, but that just happened.
Yeah. So when I think about controversy, I'm thinking about like with his character or with like, you know, it's so much outrage that it's kind of like it seeps outside of the realm of basketball.
Nah, I don't think he's on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, with the COVID thing, because it was COVID and COVID was already in the political sphere or whatever, automatic, right? And, you know, now the anti-Semitism is automatic because it seeps outside of basketball. So
Yeah.
that's what I meant in my context.
You even accidentally touch it and all of a sudden it blows up.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So we'll see. But no, I think it'll be a thing, you know. So it's Kyrie. So all right, let's move on, man. The Super Bowl is coming around the corner, man. The Super Bowl 57, or as they call it, the Reg Bowl. You know what I'm saying? All the black quarterbacks are going to be there. So except for Cam Newton, I heard he didn't even get mentioned. So I kind of people felt some kind of way about the little honorary thing that they did without black quarterbacks. That's kind of interesting. But anyways, we got the Pat Mahomes led Chiefs versus the Jalen Hurts led Eagles, and I want to say this is their first matchup this year. So you know, with Jalen Hurts being this is his second year, and Pat Mahomes, who's been there before, he's 1-1 in Super Bowl so far. One has a bad ankle, one just came off of a bad shoulder, and you know, number 2 defense, and Pat Mahomes, essentially, right? So, yeah, I mean, this is probably gonna be like the most, and well, this is gonna be in Arizona too. If it was in Atlanta, it'll be so great. I was like, man, it'd be the blackest Super Bowl ever. But it's not gonna be the blackest Super Bowl ever. We're gonna have 2 black quarterbacks for the first time in NFL history, so that's pretty cool. So I guess we can just start with predictions, man. Who you think is gonna win, man? Reg, who you got?
I'm going in on Pat Mahomes again. I think the high ankle sprain is going to be even better than it was in the AFC game. So I'm riding with him, man. And keep it real simple. I think the offense, what they do, I do want to see how Philly's defense can try and, you know, limit him. I think even though I felt like they was doing a bit much versus the 49ers, but, you know, they were playing really good defense. They weren't doing a lot, giving up a lot of penalties. Given that the game was a little bit one-dimensional because of the circumstances, but they still held them down. So I want to see. I think it'll be a good game. But I'm rooting for Pat Mahomes, and I think he's gonna pull it through.
Okay, Kev. Are you Pat Mahomes or you Jalen Hurts?
He's saying, man, if the ankle is good, that's a wrap. That's it. You're looking at the ankle and nothing else. Man, the ankle is definitely going to be much better. Is what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's at least 50% better than what it was. And he wasn't moving that well before, but even with his limited movement, he was still able to carry them to a win, which was impressive. Even though it was a close one. Automatically, I'm thinking Chiefs because of the experience, as well as, you know, Joe Burrows was one of those opponents that had their number, and to me that was a challenge for them to overcome, and to see him overcome that challenge, albeit very close, it was still impressive, and there's momentum going forward right now. So experience and momentum are in their favor. Eagles completely demolished all of their opponents on the path to get here. Giants was a complete blowout. As we know, Niners was a complete blowout.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really had the challenges through their path here during the playoffs.
Yeah.
So who knows if they're on their toes right now, but it's Super Bowl. Everybody's going to be hyped up.
Yeah.
So I find myself going back and forth. One minute I'm like, damn, Mahomes got this. And I'm like, man, first out there was doing some things. He was throwing the ball really well. I like the aggression of that team. And the defense was pretty good as well. And can Pat Mahomes hold up if they try to rush him? Will he be able to move as well? And can they give him a little bit of trouble? His receivers, his targets, are they there? We lost a whole bunch of people. I mean, in the last game, he barely had anyone to throw it to besides Kelsey. And we saw that was difficult because they were just double teaming him. So targets is also an issue or concern for me when it comes to the Chiefs. So yeah, like I'm going back and forth, but I think I'm gonna put my hat in on Mahomes. But I might, the next hour from now, I might tell you, man, nah, I think Eagles might pull one out. It's gonna be an interesting one though. That's for sure. I don't think it's gonna be boring. I think it's gonna be a pretty tight game, and I think it's gonna be one to watch.
Okay, I'm about to go in on Mahomes too. I'm not going to say and add suspense to this. You know, Mahomes did beat Joe Burrow, who's the only person who can beat him, you know, regularly, and you know, it's just the fact that he's escaped by the skin of his teeth with a questionable 50-50 call that could or could not have been legitimate according to some people on the pod. And so, you know, again, you had that kind of go in favor with you. And I'm not gonna say like he scrambled. He did what he supposed to do. He got in the right places at the right time. No knock against him. And I mean, you at home, you're supposed to get those favorable calls. That's why you get home court, home field advantage, things like that. So I'm gonna have to go with Mahomes only because of that, and also because, like you said, the Eagles have beaten everybody pretty easily, which means they never really had a test. This 49ers would have been a test, but you know, circumstances happen. So now it's not even a test. It's basically don't blow it. Right? At that point, don't blow it. So they didn't blow it. They did what they're supposed to do, and they wore down the team. They wore down the defense to where they could score 31 points. So, you know, Jalen Hurts, I do like Jalen Hurts. Big step up from last year, obviously. Devontae Smith, big step up from last year. AJ Green just retired. AJ Brown is doing really well, actually. You know what I'm saying? He left freaking Tennessee high and dry because they didn't want to pay him, and now Tannehill look like the dude can't throw. Like, he doesn't know how to make a pass. Meanwhile, he's going to the Super Bowl. So, you know, I do think that, you know, the defense is still there. You still have your defensive captains and stuff like that from, you know, 2017 win, I believe it's 2017 Super Bowl win that they had. But, you know, would that be enough to contain Mahomes? It remains to be seen. So, you know, between Mahomes and Andy Reid, which I think is the two most, you know, productive X factors so far in this matchup, like I would take Andy Reid and Mahomes over the field at this point, considering they got past their arch nemesis, the kryptonite at this point in Joe Burrow. So I had to go with Mahomes as well, and also his ankle's doing better. And we saw even with his one loss, he was hitting folks dead in the face mask, and they were just dropping passes. They could have beat Tampa Bay, and the receivers just doing this the whole time. I don't know what they're doing, or catching the ball like this. I don't know. It was really kind of weird. So, you know, also while running from his life. So, yeah, I'm gonna go give it to Mahomes again. I would like to see him get his second one. So, with that said, who do you think would benefit the most, Jalen Hurts or Mahomes, for getting a Super Bowl championship this go around?
I mean, I'll go out and say Hurts is going to get the benefit, you know, not having any championship. It's only your second season, you know, that'll put you on that level in those conversations of that new guy, that rising star. You know, right now it's kind of Joe Burrow and what's his name, Josh Allen from Buffalo Bills are kind of the new guys on the map that people are looking for. Lamar Jackson kind of regressed a little bit. So I think that would be a big boost to him. If Pat Mahomes doesn't win, though, now people are going to start talking about, oh, you know, he's won. Bro.
Yeah.
That's going to be the conversation dominating things, and start questioning, like, sure, he can razzle dazzle, he can run and play, but can he win the chip?
Yep.
That's how I see it.
I agree with that. That's why I hesitate to say it would be Hurts because he's still early. I can definitely see the point that, you know, being in your second season and getting the chip is really a big deal. But I don't want these things to keep lingering for Pat Mahomes and whether or not he's able to perform under crunch time. So I think it still behoove him to quiet everybody down. Yes, y'all have seen it during the season, but y'all gonna see it now again as well when it really counts, and solidify his place as the best QB in the league. I think he is already taken to be the best QB in the league. That's, I think, hands down. But you still gotta win. You still gotta put up W's. And being the best talent-wise, that doesn't translate to W's, don't usually bode well for keeping your name in the conversations.
Yeah. I think if you want to be in the GOAT talk conversations somewhere down the lane at the end of the career, I think now is the time to get another one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I believe the same thing, actually. Jalen Hurts, yeah, second year. I'm not going to rehash that. I do want to add to Mahomes because, you know, you did make a mention that some people think he's the number one. Some people say that he's number one quarterback. I've been hearing otherwise because they throw Josh Allen up there first. Josh Allen is the best quarterback. Not based off of talent, because I think they think that Mahomes is the most talented as a football player, but as a quarterback, stand in the pocket and go through progressions, reading all that stuff, and arm and all that stuff, accuracy. They like Josh Allen. I don't know why. Like, not saying that Josh Allen is bad, or even Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a better quarterback because he's, you know, standing in the pocket and he's kind of controlling the defense from within the pocket. Mahomes can do that, but I don't think that's what he doesn't have to rely on it because he's able to scramble and get out, and he's able to have that sliding window and moving to the right, moving to the left, and buying time. And he is quick, he is fast, so he has other things to fall back on. So I think people kind of get him. They kind of started to throw him in that box of, like, I don't want to say Michael Vick, because Michael Vick didn't get that respect as he's getting more respect than Michael Vick, but because of the fact that he's not this traditional prototype versus Joe Burrow, who's a prototypical quarterback. Like, he's as closest to a prototype that you would want. He, you know, sometimes that hinders people to give, you know, or gives cause for pause for people to call Mahomes the best quarterback. I agree with you. I think he is the best quarterback, but you know, I do see that some people, when they talk about quarterbacks, and I don't know if you guys remember all this season, before the season even started, up until the opening weeks, they were all over Josh Allen. Josh Allen, what's he gonna do this year? What's he gonna, you know, he's coming in and he threw 4 touchdowns week 1. And I was just like, okay, Pat Mahomes gave 3. No one talked about it. Like, it was it was never even like, who is it? You know, Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. It was always. So I do think that with Mahomes getting another Super Bowl under his belt, I think that usually when you get 2, you kind of start to separate yourself from all these, like, one championship, the Joe Flacco's of the world, and, you know, I'm trying to think of the other ones. I forget who was quarterback for Tampa Bay when they won their first one. But anyways,
dang.
Yeah, you don't want. It was from. Yeah, I want to say it had Warren Sapp. I remember the defense. They also had Greg Allstar as a fullback. He was a freaking Hall of Famer. I can't think of that. I can't even remember the quarterback right now. But see, that's the thing. I don't remember the quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
and even that when he did it wasn't like he was the MVP or anything. Like, he wasn't the biggest star.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes me want to change my answer. I'm gonna still stick with Jalen, but I think I do agree that this is gonna be a must-win for Patrick Mahomes. And I think the way that you kind of combat that narrative, right? Because it's an established game. We're used to one thing, especially, you know, who's calling it, the sports announcers, the Tony Romos, the people who are looking at this, the influencers on the game who kind of dictate what's going on are the old guard. They're gonna kind of be leaning towards what's familiar, what they're used to. You want to start changing those conversations, like Pat Mahomes, like you said, over time we've seen a lot more of these mobile quarterbacks. So he's getting more respect than a Mike Vick would have at that time, right? Now to get to that next level, you got to get a couple of these Super Bowl wins, and then next thing you know, people might even be like, "Can you win with the traditional?" Like it might be like Steph Curry breaking the game, right? Steph Curry everybody was like, "Oh my God, look at this point guard right out the gate." Especially he was dealing with injuries. But once he started winning championships and hitting from anywhere, people were just like, "Oh, he broke the game. He's the best player ever." You know what I mean? Some people will say,
yeah,
but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's a must win for that. If you want to not be kind of ignored to all the traditional quarterbacks, you got to win with your unorthodox style.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to be way more important for Mahomes, and also he's doing it without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That adds a little bit of a complexity or adds an extra layer to your ability to win. So you're not saying, "Oh, he only won because he had Tyreek Hill," like the fastest wide receiver ever on the field or in the current game. So you know, being able to win with less, that says a lot. So so that's my thoughts on it. But yeah, you know, anything else y'all want to add? Y'all want to make some you know, recommendations or some, you know, requests for the halftime show?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Rihanna is.
Oh, what song do we want from Rihanna?
Or what act you want to come out to support Rihanna? You want Beyonce? Act? Like what act? What feature? Rihanna and Drake.
I never really see her click up with Beyonce like that. I don't even think that would be cool, but for whatever reason I never seen them support each other like that. Drake, another one. I don't think they've been working a lot lately. It'd be cool, I guess, but I think just Rihanna, whatever she got planned, I think she'll make it work. I think she got a lot of hits. Hasn't been a lot of new music, so I'll be interesting to see who she pulls out. I'm sure she's gonna pull out somebody. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Aren't they advertising this like a reappearance, like a reemergence of Rihanna, because she's kind of been, you know, low key on the business side, haven't really been in the music. So I felt like they were advertising it as, hey, Rihanna's about to reemerge here at halftime Super Bowl.
She's been doing a few little things here and there too, like concerts, I think, lately. But at the same time, still there's no new music, so that's what it's just like. But like a lot of the big acts weren't necessarily doing new songs. I think back to Katy Perry, think back to Bruno Mars. Weeknd, I think his song was newish at the time, but it wasn't new. It was one of those established songs. I don't think Super Bowl needs new music, to be honest. I think she'll fit in. It's the energy. It gotta be the performance. She gotta bring all that Savage, Fenty, all that energy. The way, I don't know if y'all watch the concert she be putting, or the runway show or whatever. She gotta bring all that energy to it. I think it'll be interesting.
So are you banking on it being better than the Weeknd Super Bowl?
Better than, it gotta be better than the Weeknd. I wasn't really feeling the Weeknd well.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, is that
just asking?
Is that a joke?
Just asking. You know.
I don't know if it'll be as good as the Bruno Mars one, but
he fired.
Yeah. I like that. Just that in itself. I don't know where it'll land. I'm just coming in with low expectations. Like even the low 50 Cent Eminem one, like that one's kind of forgettable now. It's already in the queue.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them. It's like a big old school train that was.
So it's very easy to be forgotten in the history. So
okay.
Maybe we'll get
to Janet Jackson.
I'm saying maybe we'll get a Janet Jackson moment. We'll see.
I don't know, babe. You know what happened after that? They started going back. Oh, we lost them. What you say? We had to go. They had to go back to these old rock bands to play it safe. The Who and the Rolling Stones. Like, bro, no one wants to see these. I mean, no disrespect. Nobody wants to see that. Huh?
Like Aerosmith or something.
Yeah. So I remember what happened and got all that backlash, and then they went real conservative. They was like, you know what? let's put on some Dolly Parton. I think Dolly Parton would be a safe Super Bowl, to have. So
She could bring out Miley.
who? Rihanna?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. You gonna stay to watch that?
that would be an interesting collab. No, I just feel like the appeal of multiple audiences.
Okay.
It'll work.
Okay. All right. So Miley Cyrus, but no Drake. Got you. All right. That's cool, man. I don't like Drake either.
I don't dislike Drake. It is not speaking to me right now.
Okay.
You see, I thought you liked Drake.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
You said I don't dislike Drake. That was like a low way of supporting him right there.
No, I'm just for the Super Bowl. I don't know if I want to hear.
Oh,
You want to hear work?
That could be- It might be a little bit interesting. I'm sure ASAP will be there, so that might be a little awky, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, he don't like respectable rappers. So anyway.
Relationship history. I don't know.
Okay. So you said he barred from the arena? So you said ASAP telling him, "Hey yo, you see this man?"
He ain't barred. I just don't. I don't know. Work when it was kind of grinding in the video. I don't know if that's the song.
Okay. All right.
Adam flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. We'll go ahead and wrap this up, man. I think it's about time to go ahead and, keep this thing short and sweet. I'll let you start off, Reg, man. What you got for the sign off, man?
Oh, thanks for rocking with us. I hope y'all like this episode. Like, follow, subscribe. Shout out to Bron. Let's see how he's doing. We know he's in the hunt. We'll follow up on that. Who y'all got in the Super Bowl? Let us know. Comment. Let us know what y'all thought about that Kyrie trade. Good trade, bad trade. Y'all agree, disagree? Think he should have went somewhere else? About it. I'm gonna keep it like.
Cool. Cab, what you got?
So yes, sir. Appreciate y'all rocking with us as usual. Like the saying goes, your time is valuable. So we appreciate when you spend it with us. Like my boy just said, let us know what your picks are. Let us know what you feel about this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. And big up one time to Kabaka Pyramid. He won the Grammy last night. Yeah, I believe it was last night. I think it was Best Reggae Artist. He's been doing it for a while now, like about a decade. Don't really have that many EPs, but the man is a hardcore lyricist. And you hear him once, and if you're into that kind of music, immediately he can become one of your favorite artists. So it's good to see him recognized on the world stage in this manner. And that's one of my favorites right there. So big up to Kabaka P one time, Chef KP, cooking up the hits.
What's the name? When it completed the EGOT at the Grammys. What's the name?
That's Coffee.
No. The actress from The Hell.
I did see. Oh, you're right. I'm trying to think of the person.
Why is her name slipping me right now?
She's from The Help?
She was in The Help with Octavia Spencer. She plays what's her name in Suicide Squad 2? Amanda Waller.
Viola Davis?
There you go. Viola Davis got the EGOT with her audio. Yeah, there you go. Audiobook. The audiobook gave her the Grammy, so now she got the Emmy, the Oscar, the Tony, and the Grammy. So shout out to her.
That's good for her, man. Some people be hitting on Viola. I don't know why.
I don't know, man.
Before, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's about her shows and like how to get away with murder and Woman King. Like people be like, no, I don't know, man. It's noise.
I don't know about Woman King, but I could see how to get away with murder would have got slandered. That was very Olivia Popish.
I was gonna say very over the top for no reason, dramatic. But there's a certain audience that loves it. So
first season, I think the first season was legit.
I think I watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, I'm good, I'm out.
Too much scandal was going on. It's like it's all over again. It's too much.
Exactly.
Off the rails. So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Exactly. It reminded me of Empire. Empire had all these side stories and dramatics. Like, bro. Yeah. First season was good. Second season, third season, folks were like, someone pushed him down the stairs and had to figure out who it was the whole season to figure out who killed the baby. I was like, bro, Like,
Okay, good to know. I thought it was just me when it came to the Empire. I just fell off of that. Like, man, this is not keeping my interest anymore.
Bro.
There's too much going on.
Bro. Talk about going off the tracks and just burning. For I think they let that for like 7 seasons too, right? It was like a long. Anyways,
Yeah.
shout out to Terrence Howard, man.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, also there's one other thing from the Grammys. I didn't watch it, but I did see that they actually introduced for the first time video game soundtracks or musical scores. I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla got it, the award for best musical soundtrack or musical score or something like that in a video game. Which, you know what? I've always been, I've always liked a lot of musical scores from video games. I just never thought it'd ever make it across to the Grammy side of things. You know what I'm saying? It would never be legitimized on that way.
They had that back when Sonic 3 dropped. Sonic 3 would have took that hands down.
There you go. So yeah, man. Thanks for everyone who joined and rocking with us this episode. Again, if you want to comment, like, subscribe, do all those things, tell a friend and tell a friend. Tell us what you think about the Kyrie Irving thing. Let us know what your thoughts are about that. Let us know what you think about the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. 2 black quarterbacks, first time in NFL history. Hopefully more to come. Hopefully this is just a thing. So, we're here every Wednesday. And again, check us out on IG, on the Twitters, Reddits, Discord, all those things. And like I said, we're here every Wednesday. So until next Wednesday, I'll let you guys go, man. So, deuces.
Peace.